Hi there, this is the story of NIO. They recently reported the results for the last quarter, Q3. Now let's see whether this company is a great investment at the current price, over $5, and current market cap. And the answer, you will find it in this box. During this video, I'll open the box and you'll find the answer here. Now, to tell you short, save time and also money, help you make more money, I have far better investment ideas than NIO. You simply go to my profile, press join, and choose Titan Investor. And there you have access to my portfolio, where my compound annual growth rate has been over 40% a year over the last 4 years. So if you want better investment ideas or others, join my membership, Titan Investor. So let's come back to NIO. Let's look at the revenue, because it's important. Once you know the revenue, you can value this business. Start valuing this business. Revenue over the last 3 years has increased quite nice, from 7 billion to 7.7 to 9 billion. And for the last quarter, 3 billion revenue, an increase year over year over 16%. This is good, quite good. Now the problem is, if you look at their earnings, they also increased year by year, minus 2 billion. Their losses have increased, minus 2 billion, minus 2.9 billion, 3.1 billion. And for the last quarter, Q3, a loss over 500 million. This is a red flag, because if they don't become profitable, shareholders won't get any money, any good return from this company. Now, the most important indicator for this company is the number of deliveries. Here, you see it here. Over the last 3 years, and also last quarter, 122K, this means 122,000, 160K, 221K. And for the last quarter, a huge increase year over year, plus 40%, they deliver 87K. This is quite good. And so far in 2025, they deliver over 241K. So higher than the previous year. And they expect for the next quarter, Q4, another 121K, something like that. This means the deliveries will be higher than 360K this year, 2025. And this is quite interesting. Now, you also have to understand the number of deliveries, because they sell, as you probably know, EV vehicles. And 42% of those deliveries came from their NIO brand, 43% from Anvo, and 15% from Firefly. As you probably know, they have 3 main brands. Now, here is the interesting thing about NIO. You have to pay attention to the things that not many people speak about. You see Anvo, their new brand, representing 43% of the total number of deliveries delivered in Q3. What does it mean? So Anvo is a new brand, right? And they were able to scale this brand faster than NIO, which has, let's say, a longer history. Long history. People who invest in this company, NIO, they focus on NIO brand, not Anvo, right? But how come Anvo is growing faster than NIO and surpassed NIO in percentages of the number of deliveries? How come? This makes me think that NIO is losing, the brand NIO is losing traction among consumers. Now, maybe this is just quarter over quarter. Over a longer period, maybe this number will change, or they'll grow together. That will be good. This is one thing to think about this. Another second point I want to show you is this. The increase in the number of deliveries was 40%. but the increase in the revenue only 16.7%. And what does it mean? It means that they face competition. Because they can no longer charge high prices for their cars. They have to lower the price. Yes, they lower the price and increase the number of deliveries, but the revenue grows by only 16%. And this is quite bad because, yes, if they continue this way, I'm not sure if they can become profitable, if they can deliver a profit. You also have to be aware of this. Watch closely the difference, the increases, the number of deliveries, and the increase in the revenue. Because you'll know if they reduced prices. You have to watch closely this thing. Some people don't look at this, but you have to look at all the details, right? And then let's continue with their business. They also offer battery swapping and charging network. In my view here, low returns. Battery swapping, ask yourself, how many times do you swap a battery? I heard some viewers, that they told me they no longer charge the battery, they swap it directly. Now, if they think in that way, then yes, this will be a high margin business, but I don't think that is possible so easily. So again, for me, low returns. Now let's move on to the balance sheet. Cash, 5.4 billion, debt, 7.6 billion. So you instantly see that debt is quite a problem. Here a minus, another red flag. Same here, the difference is, and here with their brand NIO, whether they can continue to grow or not. Here you have to think. Not a red flag, but be aware of this. Then, another point I want to mention is the number of shares. Be very careful here, because if you pay the highest price for NIO, the long term, you are likely to lose in value from this company, especially if they don't become profitable. Number of shares, 1.6 billion, 22, 1.7, 2 billion, 2.4 billion. And if you read their latest report for Q3 2025, you can easily see that, they announced publicly they will issue more shares. Of course, they don't say it like this, they say it another way. They plan to raise more capital for investments. As their debt is so high, 7.6 billion, they can no longer take on more debt. So they go to the public market, increase the number of shares, take money, invest in their business, and continue to grow. But if they fail to deliver a profit in the long term, you have the risk of dilution. And investors will get burned. So be very careful. Now, to open the box and show you my answer whether NIO right now is a great investment or not, in my view, it's not. It's not a great investment because of the huge risk. Of course, it doesn't mean that the stock price from this level can't increase. Because if you look at the stock price NIO, let's also look at the stock price, not only of the business. It has declined together with the other Chinese companies. And when that rebound will happen, again, for sure also NIO will be lifted. So this doesn't mean you can make money in the short term or over the next period. But from a business perspective, the risk is quite high. And I don't recommend investing in this company, especially at the current price. If you want better investment ideas, real investment ideas where you can easily make a profit and also deliver you dividends and buybacks, as I said, go to my profile, press join, and choose Titan Investor. And there you get the best value ever you can find on YouTube. Get access to my portfolio, return 40% a year. You get a new video for every transaction I make. You can easily check the members only videos. You also have access to an ongoing investing course where you also have the Q&A videos. If you have a question, I'll make a new video for you. Then custom-made videos at a request if you want me to analyze another company, such as a competitor for NIO. Weekly updates on my portfolio, you know exactly what happened to my investments, what to do next. And then the highest conviction trade of the week. If you join today, tomorrow, next week, you'll know which is the best investment at that point for you. So it's easy for you to follow what I do. And then access to the previous levels, Spartan and Gladiator. And bonus, exclusive 1 hour coaching call with me, 1-on-1 portfolio review, and real-time support via private message. Anytime you have a problem, you can write me and I'll answer. And of course, access to the previous levels, Titan, Spartan, and Gladiator. So if you really want to stop losing money and increase your returns, make real profits, join my membership and see you there. And that's it for this video.